Baiklah pemirsa, kembali lagi dalam program Ketika, Hidayah Menyapa. Kali ini kita akan memasuki pada segmen ketiga dan kita masih bersama Gary Williams tepat di sebelah saya. Well, Gary, after your embracing to Islam, what your activity now?
Well, to start with, it was the same as usual. It was work, it was hobbies, but also after I'd met my friend in Bristol, Abdullah Hood, he's called, Abdullah. He offered to help me go to Mecca for the first time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't earning a lot, so to pay for it within the short space of time would have been really hard, but he offered to help with everything, which was fantastic of him, because this was the first time we'd met, and
Yes.
he'd offered all of
How
this.
do you feel in Mecca? Are your emotional moments, or just to see the Kaaba and
Yeah.
to see all Muslims all in the world?
To start with, when I landed there, it was new and strange, and
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous, of course. But then, yeah, once I got into Mecca, I
Medina?
met my friends
Oh yeah.
who were there waiting for me, and then the first thing we went to the Great Mosque and to the
Masjid
Kaaba.
Nabawi, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, we went there. That was the first thing we done, and yeah, the first time I walked down the steps into the opening of the
Yeah.
Kaaba,
Yeah.
it was quite an amazing experience
Are
to
you
think.
sad or
Not sad, no. I was quite
cry?
like
Yes.
overwhelmed, and maybe you could say,
Mm.
yeah, it was like, very happy, emotional time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So what
amazing.
years you're going to Umrah?
2011 was that?
2011,
Yeah,
yeah.
during
Because an invitation
Ramadan
from your
as well.
friends,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because he lived not that far
Mm.
from there, so he organised a few
So
things for
your
me.
friend is UK too, or Saudi Arabia?
He's British. He's British.
Or British?
But because of work, he'd moved to Saudi Arabia quite a long time before, in the 1990s, I believe.
That they are work in there? Or?
Yeah, so he'd been working in Saudi Arabia for a long time.
Masya Allah.
So he knows the area. He'd been to Mecca and Medina lots of times. So yeah, he helped a lot. He was probably the biggest help and
Yeah.
influence I'd had.
Okay, Gary, do you have a moment that you feel the difficulty for the first time you starting as a Muslim? Like getting used to pray 5 times a day and fasting and other things.
Yeah, there was a few things, like to pray 5 times a day. In the morning it was easy, it was fine actually, because I was up and away for work. I'd just wake up like an hour earlier for
The
prayer.
Fajr prayers.
Yeah, but then because of my schedule at work,
Right.
it wasn't all that hard
Yeah.
to pray, because I'd work early in the morning, then I'd go back home. So I had time for a lot of the prayers. But in the evening, Maghrib and Isha, I'd have to pray a bit late because it was after work. But overall, it wasn't that bad. It was okay. The hardest thing was just learning the Arabic, I think.
Learning the Arabic,
Yeah,
yeah.
which took time. It took a few months.
Okay, Gary, from the learning Arabic, are you become to read one surah? Do you remember one ayah or something like that?
Yeah,
Do you like to reading to
yeah. I've only got one verse which I use while I pray at the moment.
Yeah. What
What?
is your what ayah?
I can't remember
Maybe you
which
say-
one it is exactly.
Yeah. Can you say the surah?
I can't think of it off my head. When I pray, it just kind of rolls off. I remember it as I pray,
Yeah.
which for some reason it's really easy as I pray. But if I don't pray, I always find it hard to remember, which is awkward.
Okay, Gary,
Yeah.
you learning the Arabic. Can you help for the teaching of someone else? Can you help a friends to teaching you whatever in the Arabic, the Quran, the Hadith?
My wife can read the Arabic, so she can help me a bit. I have a book I received from a friend which can help me read, but at the moment that's about it. So the learning isn't that fast at the minute. It's a bit slow. Yeah.
So have you already Gary to start to ngaji? Some come to the kajian, some to mosque to learn about the Quran.
Learn about.
Want to start
I've not been to any. Well, I've been to a few, but not that many talks and speeches about Islam and the learnings of it. But at the moment, I'm only learning from either online or a few books.
Just online.
Online or some books here,
Yeah.
which I have as well.
So do you have favorite books about Islam that you can sometimes read in every day or?
I don't think I've got a favourite book. No, I don't think there's one. There's a few books which I look at occasionally and read, but I think most of the time I look online for any answers that I'm looking for.
Okay, Gary, about your perspective, what the difference culture about the life as a Muslim in UK and life as a Muslim in Indonesia? What the difference about that? The specific difference, I mean.
I think in the UK, if you're living in a big place like London or Birmingham, you have lots of other Muslims around you, but it's not a Muslim country. But I think it's okay. But the area I'm from is a farming area. I was the only Muslim I knew. So it's not hard exactly, but it's not as easy as it is here.
Yeah.
You can't just go down the street to a mosque. It's not as easy as that. But here in Indonesia, everybody's welcoming and friendly.
Yeah.
It's
And you
easy
hear
to find a
adhan
mosque.
every day,
Azan every day, helps to remind you of the times.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, there's not. You always have to check the times and make sure you're up to date.
Okay, Gary, are you now have a friends in UK as a Muslim? Or nothing?
Not that I've spoke to in a while. There's a few people I know in Bristol which are Muslims. They work in like the Islamic
Are
bookstore.
they British or
Are they
just,
what? Sorry?
from another country? Are they just British?
No, they're from Africa. Most of them,
Africa?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're African. They've moved to the UK for
to work or study?
study to have a better life maybe. But yeah.
Gary, as a Muslim, what you feel, about your journey to Ramadan life in Indonesia or UK? What is something different? Is it easy to, making the Ramadan in here?
It is a little easier in Indonesia because of the times. In the UK, it's longer. I think you start fasting at around 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning?
Yeah, and you break fasting at around, I think at the moment, 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. So it's much longer. And because when I was fasting in the UK, it was only me, I was the only one. That made it a bit harder again as well, where everybody else was eating and drinking, and I wasn't.
So you're fasting in UK, are you breakfasting in your house family or just in your own house?
It was only me in my house, yeah. I would occasionally visit family or my parents, but yeah, most of the time I was in my own place for break fasting.
Did your family, just say to you, if the Eid comes, just like Happy Eid Mubarak, or just no say anything?
They didn't really know the right words, but yeah, they'd say like Happy Break Fasting or Happy Eid maybe. That's about it. But I think now they might have learned some more over time.
Okay, Gary, as a Muslim, are you the biggest hope for the days in the future, and whether it's for your family and for yourself, are your biggest hope? Can you share to the viewers in Wesal?
Hopes for the future, really, for my wife. We have a boy now, a son. We're just all hoping that we're happy, we have an easy enough life, not too stressful, and yeah, just hoping for a better life, a nice life, and to be as good and decent a people as possible.
Can you have a biggest dream to going to Hajj?
That's for both of us. Like, I've been to Mecca on my own, but to be there with my wife and my son, that would be the ultimate dream, inshallah.
Okay, so really, is there a message to you that you want to share to the audience and viewers of Wesal TV?
Really, just try to be open-minded. I've had a lot of maybe bad looks or people who don't understand. I have ink and tattoos on my arm. People think you're not allowed to in Islam. You need to be more open-minded. It's whatever happens before you're a Muslim is gone. It doesn't matter what that is. So as long as a person becomes Muslim and is happy about it and puts his effort in, that's all that matters.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gary, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khairan, and allow us to visit your house.
Yeah, no problem.
I hope you and your family enjoy Ramadan in this year.
Thank you very much, and yours.
So you can reach your dreams to going to Hajj to Mecca one day.
Yeah, one day, inshallah.
Okay.
Really hope so.
Baiklah pemirsa, demikian tadi sedikit perbincangan saya dengan Gary Williams, seorang ekspatriat dan juga mualaf yang berasal dari Inggris. Ya, semoga tayangan kali ini dapat memberikan manfaat bagi Anda, baik bagi diri saya pribadi juga bagi Anda yang sedang menontonnya di rumah nanti. Kita tutup episode kali ini dengan doa kafaratul majelis. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa atubu ilaik. Akhir kata saya ucapkan assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.